DJs and entertainment, documenting talent of the Midwest and beyond.
Hey, what's going on, Buggin? Carlos Santana.
Beautiful. How did you get the name Buggin?
Well, I say back in the 80s, I was dancing with a group called Imperial Preps, and me and my friends, they gave me the name for a guy named Mark Hill. They called him Speedy. He was one of my dancing partners. They used to dance, me and him used to dance for Soleil. Back in the day, we did choreography for Soleil, and I remember I was dancing on stage one day, and he was like, "Man, your name shouldn't be Little Los, it should be Buggin Santana, because you bug out on the stage all the time." So, it stuck with me, so I liked it, and I just kept it for all the years. Thanks to Speedy, all day Mark Hill, Imperial Preps for life. Yeah.
Beautiful. You said the 80s. Do you remember exactly what year that was?
That was kind of like, we danced at the Landon probably like 88, 87. That's kind of like the Landon was popping, and they was doing a lot of talent shows. KPRS was doing it, a lot of people, and it was a good deal.
And that was the Landing Mall on Truce and 63rd Street, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
We got to remember, this is going worldwide, so we want people to know.
Yeah, that's the Landing Mall there. It was one of the most well-known malls in our inner city. They would do a little bit of events, talent shows, and let people perform in the middle of the mall. You can actually pull it up on YouTube under Buggin Santana, and you'll see back in I think it's 88, 87, that you'll see a bunch of guys that, it was about 8 or 9 of us, and it was called Imperial Preps. So I remember when I was about 17 or 18, they was telling me I had to get with this guy named Damon Strickland. So, first time I met a guy named, they called him No Bones. I met Swoop and Goofy and a lot of guys that, that was in the group, Ronald Evans and Preston Henderson. A lot of those guys are well-known dancers that was in Kansas City, Missouri. So I went to audition at them. I remember I got turned down the first time. It was a challenge for me. They turned me down and told me, "Hey, you can't dance." I said, "Oh, okay." So I ended up walking back and tried out again, and they let me in the Imperial Preps. And from there, it was kind of like history. We became well-known dancers around in Kansas City, Missouri. As I was coming up, I watched people like Eddie Griffin. Watched Mike Lewis. They call him Vibe. And just a lot of people out here. Brian Lewis. There's a lot of dancers in Kansas City that's well-known over the years. They've been out here for a long time.
I understand. Also, man, there was a few guys that went with MC Hammer. I hear you were one of those dudes.
Yeah, man.
How did that happen?
Man, when we danced in a talent show back in 88, 87, for KPRS was doing a MC Hammer contest and they had a lady that was a judge named Baby Lee. She sang the song Alaskan Furs. I know everybody know that commercial. That was back in the day. They played on KPRS many a times.
Right.
I think Sean Tyler was there back in that day. He was there, a judge, and they were just doing the MC Hammer contest where you could get in there and you could win tickets backstage and get to meet Hammer and them. And we got in it, and some of our friends had won, and we eventually went to the concert. And from there, it was like they would let you back in the 80s dance in the back of the concert. In the back, they would have like a little dance floor and left room for people to dance. And I remember Hammer and them would say, "Hey, y'all interrupting my show, y'all back there dancing." But I remember that's when Hammer had Ho Fat Ho and Uptown 357, and they wanted to challenge us as dancers, and we thought at that time we were the best dancers in the world for us in Kansas City. That's what it was in our mind. And he ended up taking Richard Whitebear, Zesty Ponder, and Russell Wright ended up going, and it started our history for us in Imperial Preps going with MC Hammer. I didn't get with MC Hammer until about 6 or 7 years later. I was in a video with him called He Brought Me Out. It was just me and Hammer and a couple of new other dancers that, as far as that, but I helped put in choreography for back in the day in the 80s for, some of the style of Too Legit and all the stuff that my friends have done. Some of you see some of the styles of Imperial Preps and of us making dances up since we was 14 years old, put into the industry that spread it out. So it was a good opportunity. My first professional job a lot of people thought it was Hammer, but my first professional job was a group called 4 PM. They sung the song called Sukiyaki. Sukiyaki was originated over in Tokyo, Japan, and it went 3 times gold over there. So I flew straight from Kansas City, Missouri. Most dancers would either get on with a group and go to LA and audition. I actually flew straight from Kansas City, Missouri, straight to Tokyo.
What year was that?
That was like 1990, and we did it all the way up to like 1995 and 96. And that was with a dancing partner guy I had named Earl Wright. Earl Wrights have done a lot of videos with Brandy and Foxy Brown and Montel Jordan. I think his first job was Montel Jordan, Earl Wright. One of his choreographed jobs. And from there we always kind of spread it out over the industry and progressed. And then back in the day, some of my beginning jobs, I actually used to run around with the Popper, DJ Fresh's brother. That was some of my dancing jobs back then. I did Tech 9 when I was real young. I was doing Tech 9's choreography. I was in the group Nut House with Tech 9. And that was a good experience.
What year was that?
I think that was had to be around like 89, 90, and 91, around when Tech first kind of started beginning. And he had a group called Nut House, and me and Earl Wright, they called him Punch. We was here dancers, and there was a girl named Agony. She's a well-known female rapper out here. To me, I think she's an icon. We had Flap the Grifters. We had Dynamac. And the DJ at that time was Icy Rock, icon to me. You know, that's a real icon to me, Icy Rock. And it was a privilege to be doing Nut House at that time. And it was an opportunity for me and my friend to help broaden our horizons. You know, that was got to do a lot of people. I still remember the groups like Il Brew and Velvet Cardi. We was all kind of popping as young teenagers in Kansas City, Missouri. You know, we was kind of like our own entertainment circuit. So it was a good opportunity. I think myself, as far as my career, I like to thank all the DJs that they helped me out in my career, in my time.
Buggin here, just a iconic dancer within his own right. I want to find out, man, when did you fall in love with dance?
Well, it's a funny story to be truthful. When I was a little kid, my dad used to say I used to cry all the time. He couldn't figure out why. And he finally one day put some earphones on my ear. That's when you had to reel the reels. When he had to get 100 feet cord, and he said I didn't cry no more from there. He said I would always just sit on the couch holding famous albums like Al Green and you know, Parliament and all that, and I would just listen to music over there because he was a music connoisseur. But the first time I really fell in love with dancing was I seen Jackie Wilson on TV, and I didn't think I could sing, but I just loved his dancing. And then by the time when I seen James Brown, and then as a kid when I seen Michael Jackson, those are three people that really inspired me. But I was in love with people like the Nicholas Brothers, and once I seen the Nicholas Brothers, I just felt like that's me. I was like, that's what I wanted to do for a living. You know, I was determined. I would wake up every morning and before I went to school. You know, that's when you had to be at school kind of early. But you had to be at school like 7:30, 8. So I would wake up about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning with a big old radio and dance for about a couple of hours before I go to school every day. And I was determined, and it got me somewhere. You know, eventually I started really serious about it when I was probably like 9 or 10 years old, and then went from there.
About what year was that when you fell in love with dance?
Man, I probably was, that had to be around in the 80s. You know, it had to be in the 80s. And then it was, I got to be in a decade to where, you know, it was Run DMC, Public Enemy, and Salt and Pepper, and Big Daddy Kane, and, you know, all the good music that was all dancing music, you know, Kwame, Heavy D. It was a very interesting music back then, you know, and I just wanted to be a part of it. I started out as a popper. You know, I did a little bit of breakdance, but I was more styled as far as upstairs being a popper. And I turned that into dancing, and I just thought if I mix a little bit of breakdance and a little bit of popping, a little bit of Fred Astaire, a little bit of Jackie Wilson, James Brown, Michael Jackson, those were people that I wanted to make myself build off of for his image.
Once again, with Buggin, Carlos Santana, you've done many things in your whole entire career, but what's been your favorite, the most outstanding event that you've been a part of?
I did love it when I was overseas. It was an experience for me.
Overseas, where?
I was in Tokyo, Japan, and we toured all of Tokyo, Japan, Singapore, and everything. And got to do that with Group 4 PM. You know, it was great. But I remember too, I done a little bit of work with Destiny Child when Beyonce was in the group Destiny Child. And I just remember one event to where they were just beginning. It was one of my first tours with Beyonce and the Destiny Child, where I got lucky. My first tour spot was here at the Sandstone with Christina Aguilera, Destiny Child, and the group Black. And it was great to be performing at home, where my home could really see that I was doing this really professionally and was really into it.
What year was that?
That was around like 93 or 4, somewhere in there, 95, somewhere like that, when Destiny Child had first came out of existence. But I remember doing a show in Houston, Texas with Beyonce and Destiny Child, and there was probably like 950,000 people there. And to do the show with them, it was an honor, but that was kind of like one of my first tour dates that I really liked, because I remember we was trying to perform and everybody was trying to remember their parts, and Destiny Child came out on stage kind of late, so they let us freestyle, and it was one of the high points to me in my moments, where I got to freestyle on the Jay-Z and the Tupac song mixed together, and it was something great. It was a couple of Usher dancers that danced with us, and her sister Solange was one of the dancers. And one of my own dancers that I had, well, her name was Jamel, but we called her Scrumptious because she was very pretty and could dance real like a technique of our style, like a guy, and had a real feminine side up to her that was great. Me and her went on tour with Destiny Child for a while, and it was a good experience, but I just loved when I got to freestyle in Houston, Texas on the Tupac and Jay-Z song, and got hyped and flipped off the stage and ran through the audience, the lines, and 50,000 people. It was an experience that I would never forget, because it was a roar that, I still wake up to sometimes myself and say, wow, that was a great dance moment and freestyle moment that I'll never forget.
Yeah. Here with Carlos, aka Buggin. What's the future? I know you've had a great past, but what is the future?
Man, hopefully in the future, man, I'm trying to eventually, get back out here and try to do some choreography work and eventually teach some kids and some other people, and still kind of do shows and performances myself, where I can show people some of the ideas of what I've been thinking about over the last couple of years, and try to put it out there and put out some of the, I want to do some nice neo-soul style dances and bring out some new dances that people can see from the Midwest, where they can see, what our style is and what it could involve in. There's a lot of great dancers out here, and I think it should be worked on and taught and show people the industry, and to try to show them that it's possible to make it, and show them even how they can do auditions and stuff like that to get their career started or do their dream. I think that would be a good opportunity to build a good facility here, or have a good dance studio that's really based on our street dancing, that can groom and help our artists here too at the same time to work on stage shows and performances. That's one of my goals that I would love to do, as far as just giving a whole presentation and starting from ground up and building great projects and work on our Kansas City style and performing, and start making it bigger than what it can be, as big as it can be.
Buggin, man, you've done so much over the years, man. I even have some footage of that as well. But if people
Yeah.
want to find out to see you, man, how do they get in contact with you?
Well, I've been, you probably can go into Facebook or YouTube and just type in Buggin Santana. A lot of stuff will pop up. I'm on Facebook under Buggin Santana. You can even Google my name under Buggin Santana, and things will pop up as far as my information and where I'm at and how you can get in touch with me if you ever want me to do anything as far as a project or vibe with me or just hang out and get some groove on and dance and do some things around. I'm open to pretty much anything. So hit me up. Look me on the Buggin Santana, Facebook, YouTube, Google. Hey, I'm there.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Thanks for inviting me, brother. I sure appreciate it.
DJs and entertainment, documenting talent of the Midwest and beyond.